Vandana Swami, and this is the second episode of our podcast series. And today we are having Assistant Professor Mr. Pankaj Mishra sir. He's an assistant professor. He's a founder and CEO of Law Champs, mentor for UPSC aspirants, and director academics. So, sir, today's episode mainly focused on the law students and recently
Okay.
grads who are making their career in legal field.
Okay.
So before moving to the law students, we would like to know कि आपने law as a career कैसे choose करा, आपकी क्या approach थी, and how you have decided, because initially लोग jiggle करते हैं in betweens that कि what to do, what not to do.
Yes. That is a big issue with the students.
Yes, sir.
So way back in 2002, I did my 10 plus 2 from Lucknow, and at that time I did my 10 plus 2 from science stream. Okay. So one of my elder brother, he guided me. He told me that why don't you look up to law as a good what you can say career option, because at that time PCM and all those graduations were on the verge of saturation. So he showed me the path and he said that law is a very promising area, and if you complete your law with utmost sincerity, because today also I personally have witnessed, I am receiving this such kind of inputs also. The student are getting enrolled in law schools. They are getting degree in fact in law, but actually they are not having that information or the knowledge of the law. So that is the biggest problem. Okay, so that makes the difference also. Whether you actually have graduated or whether you are what you can say. Okay, and after that I started preparing for civil services and judicial services, and in 2015 actually I got an what you can say opportunity to teach the students for civil services, and from there only I got this what you can say inclination ki I should join academia. Okay, and what you can say the thing which drives me for academia is that that is a very young that is a very good platform where you just keep on interacting with young minds of this country. So actually what is happening, what the people are thinking, you get to know about it. So that is again a very good thing which I personally feel.
So you are founder and CEO of Law Champs.
Yes,
What
yes,
are
yes.
the challenges you did face while setting up your own institute?
So that is purely an online platform, Law Champs. So
Okay.
when I quitted my job from Asian Law College as an assistant professor and moved to my hometown Lucknow, so at that time I had to I had this vision in my mind. What I will do is I will be providing what you can say judiciary, PCSJ, APO. That means all those competitive exams which are related with legal domain to my students. Okay, and one thing which I have encountered that many times distance have been a very material part. When I was in Asian Law College, quite a time I have discussed with number of students. Okay, so they were having that issue ki sir, we are living in Noida, prominent institutes are in Delhi, so how we are going to make up? Okay, so that was an issue. So what I found that technical or that technology can be a good solution. So that motivated me, and because of which I founded Law Champs.
And so my next question is related to this technology only. Recently,
Okay.
boom in artificial intelligence and
Yes,
technology.
yes, yes. That is
What
my
should be the approach of students towards the same? Because this can be very disastrous also if it is
yes,
used
yes,
in a
yes.
wrong manner.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
So, oh,
So first, I would like to tell that I'm doing my PhD in artificial intelligence only. Okay, and
okay.
personally in Asian Law College, I have witnessed the misuse of AI, whereby when I was taking some substitution classes, the students were given some questions. So they have they were using Chat GPT,
Yes.
and to my surprise, the answers which the ChatGPT was suggesting at that time, that ChatGPT was also in the very nascent stage, that was not matured enough. Okay, so the output was also not correct. Many times the ChatGPT used to give you the answers and the case laws, which in the real world they did not exist. Okay, so that is something which totally depends upon the how much information you are feeding to the system. Okay, Artificial intelligence means the how much information you will feed, and the moment that quality of information will improve, then surely the AI will also perform very good. Okay, but only what you can say, humble request from my end to all my students is that it is only a tool. So a tool should be used in that manner only. Okay, we should not become dependent upon it. I know many people who are using chat gpt for everything and anything. Okay, so that should not be the case. Okay, because again that will lead to the loss of originality also, no? Is something, some original thought process which a human can think can never generate from a machine.
But
Okay.
and at the same time, whatever the information we are feeding the chat gpt, it is saving for the better or for the future use, also for its use
Ne-
only, and it
so
can be misused at some point of time.
at that point only, when you are feeding some information to the machine, so then the accountability need to be ensured, na? Ki the
Yes, sir.
person who is feeding the information, how much correct information is being fed to that system, na? Suppose if
Agreed,
that
sir.
at that point, if you don't have any checks, if you don't have any scrutiny, so technically what is happening to the system, we are feeding misinformation, and ultimately that misinformation will be interpreted as an information, and that will lead to a lot of problem and issues.
Completely agree, sir. Sir, recently you must aware about the 3-year mandatory practice for the advocates to appear for the
Yes,
judicial
that.
examination. Sir, what's your opinion on the same?
I beg to differ with the Honorable Supreme Court decision. They have enforced that all the aspirants are supposed to go through that mandatory practice. Okay, the simple logic for that disagreement is that uh, again it would have been wiser on the part of the judiciary if they would have given such kind of training program to the selected candidates. So now what has happened ki at the initial level only, now what you have made that ki all the students, especially those who are coming from rural background, especially women's female aspirants, they will not be in a position to sustain that 3 years gap. Okay, because already this law is already a 5 years program, so that is a very big issue. After 5 year, now you are wanting an aspirant to wait for next 3 years. That means 8 years, and on the top, what I will like to draw is there is no guarantee that after 8 years you will get a sure shot what can say vacancy. If you are creating such kind of a system whereby a candidate need to wait for 3 years, so after completing that 3 years benchmark, a vacancy should be there. Again it will become a very, what you can say, a high injustice will be made with that student who has been waiting for 3 years, and now suppose a year back only the state commission has conducted their judiciary examination, they have finalized it. We all know that in finalizing any judicial examination, the states usually take 2 to 3 years. So that break of 3 years will club into 5 years and 6 years. If we take UP as an example, so after 2022, they have not conducted any judiciary examination. So already the 3 years is there. Suppose in 2026 they conduct it, and any candidate who completes his 3 years gap in 2026, he will not be having any vacancy for next 2 or 3 years. So that will be an issue.
So, what is your point of view as an academician on the current legal system in India?
Can you open
The
this question
the
a little?
education system, the law, the in the manner the syllabus, the programs are framed or arranged for the law students who are studying in the colleges. So, what's your point of view on that?
No, I will just appreciate the Bar Council of India also at this point, because when I used to study law at those time or in those days, we only used to focus on what you can say theoretical aspects. So as an what you can say assistant professor, last 2 or 4 years, I have witnessed that now that practical insight is being given to the students. So now an student, when he is after completing his graduation, when he is going to the courtroom, he is more what you can say refined as a professional. He has more what you can say experience, because he has done a lot of internships. So those things which were not mandatory in our days. in our days, hardcore academics sessions were happening. We were only interested in semester exams. We used to pass that, and this is how we used to get graduations in law. So that is a good work.
Okay, sir. So, what should be the approach of candidates while preparing for the judicial exams and other competitive exams for the in the legal field?
So my what you can say suggestion to all the upcoming aspirants who have decided, who have made their mind ki we will be preparing for judiciary or any sort of legal domain competitive exams. First and foremost, you should work upon your fundamentals. Okay, so it's not like you have earned your degree. That means that you have ample amount of knowledge. So that need to be corrected. Okay, and I will be very strict on that note. Okay, because we all know that in academia, how the syllabus is being covered, how the student appears for exam, he writes an exam, he gets marks. But that is not the yardstick, that is not the benchmark, because how a student is being evaluated in academics and how he is evaluated during an competitive exam entirely, what you can say, the focus entirely, the it's a different game altogether. Okay, so that is why you will see that a lot of coaching institute have erupted in between, because that is the real what you can say issue, and that need to be addressed. Okay, so again, a request from my side: whenever you are coming for any competitive exams, go through the previous year question paper. That will be the point number one. Okay, uh, evaluate your weaknesses. That means on which subject you have good hold. Those subjects which are not good, you can go, you can brush up, you can have revisions. Okay, and you have to be very sincere when you enter into a competitive world. Discipline and sincerity, utmost requirement.
So, looking back, is there any advice you wish that someone had given you during the time when you was a student?
During my student days, I would just wish that if I would have made some more little effort, if I would have been more sincere, I think then it would have been a different story. A little bit of more discipline in my life would have definitely made a lot of change in my life. That I really, what do you say, I look upon that. That is why I just wish that all the students, if you are coming for competitive exams, discipline is very mandatory part. That is uncompromised situation.
And sir, AIB 20 is almost about to come. The registration has already been opened.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes,
do
yes,
you
yes.
want to give any piece of advice to our viewers, to our audience who are
AI,
watching us?
AIB is an open examination, but doesn't mean that कि you should feel relaxed कि नहीं मैं बेरक लेके एग्जाम हॉल में चला जाऊंगा वहां कर लूंगा. That will not serve the purpose. Open book exams are one of the toughest examination right now. That open examination of AIB has not reached up to that level, still nascent stage. But I'm very sure that in coming years the exam will become tougher and tougher day by day. Okay, so again, piece of advice for all the students: go through your Bare Acts, at least revise the important provisions, look and read the Bare Act, read the illustrations, revise case laws. That will be a golden mantra for all the students.
And so, finally, what would you like to say to my audience who are all watching us or who will watch us through this podcast? Anything you wanted to say?
I will wish all the audiences who will be looking up to this podcast ki all the best for your coming days. Okay, be sincere, be what you can say selective, what you want to do and what you don't want to do, and again have discipline in your life. That will be the real game changer. Discipline is the golden mantra.
So with this, I would like to finish this, wind up this podcast. And thank
Okay,
you so much, sir, for coming over here and sharing your views. And it is very insightful for me and for others who will watch us later on. So I will really like to host you again over this
thank
podcast.
you, thank you, Vandana, thank you, Vandana, so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome, beta, welcome.